Here we are right back again. This is Legacy of Leaders. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. And as you know, I talk to amazing entrepreneurs and executives, global leaders who push us to go higher. And today I'm with Sarah Schaefer of Mathodology. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So in a day where everybody's talking math this and new math and all these other things, let's just wipe the slate clean. There's no such thing as new math.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
Math is math. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It's the same. It's been the same for hundreds of years, and it's no different. I think maybe the way we teach math and we go about learning math has to change, but that's natural. So that's where I think the confusion comes in, the difference between doing math and the way we think about math.
So talk to us about your concepts and some of these things you brought into the space of education to help educators better themselves in the classroom. Let's go straight to it. So
I've been in education for close to 30 years. Math has been my passion, and I started at the high school level. And the work that I'm doing right now with the teachers at the elementary level, when they went to training, teacher colleges, got their degree, they had to learn all these subjects. And they may have taken one, maybe course in math that they had to learn kindergarten to fifth, sixth grade, whatever their certification was. So we're expecting these people to be masters at what they do, and it's not fair. So I come in and we build content knowledge. We get teachers comfortable talking math, confident in math, and so we're empowering them because when they're empowered, the effect that they have on 20, 30 kids every day is exponential. I was afraid to leave the classroom, but with because those were my kids. But with every teacher, somebody said to me, just think, you've got 100 teachers in front of you right now. How many kids are you impacting? So I think it's building that confidence, that content knowledge, so that they're empowered to do the things we need them to do.
That's amazing. So let's go back to the beginning for you. Tell us about your start in education and what dropped you into this space.
So I've always enjoyed numbers, but I was a procedural thinker. You know, I did what my teacher told me to do. I followed the steps. There was something intriguing about numbers, though. So I landed in education, secondary ed, middle school as well. And it wasn't until being a mom, I have 3 kids, that I put on a different lens, and I was really interested in how kids thought and learned. And my daughter was being told that she was really good at math, but at home I was like, she has no number sense. She can't think about numbers. She's good at following steps. So I studied, I researched, I went across the world, I watched what other countries did, and it became really a passion of mine to watch how students learn. And we can say we taught the math, but did they learn the math? And that's different. And so that's where it started for me. You know, I had the education background, I knew the math, I was passionate with the math, but it was really a different lens of being a mom, wanting the best for my kids, that I turned the corner in, I think it was about 2007. That I've really began my focus on elementary.
Wow, that's amazing. So we live in a space where information is everywhere. And we've come to understand how some other countries learn and teach their youth and how they excel. So you mean to tell me you went out, gathered that information, placed it into your business, and you're bringing that to the marketplace as well?
Yeah, so there's science out there that tells us the best ways to teach and learn. And it's basing everything you do off that science, not off of your opinion. And so when you go out and you get the researchers and you look at what has worked, and then you bring that lens to teachers, and what does this look like? You know, in my work, we'll present a lesson and I'll say, okay, well, these guys are dead, but let's pretend they were standing in the back of your room and they were critiquing these things that we know are best practices in the way students learn. What would they say about this lesson? What could we tweak? What could we do? So it's finding those best practices. I do a lot of work with Singapore. And Singapore was, in the early 80s and 90s, they were a low performing country. They were a third world country. And so we look at their practices, we look at what they did. And one of the things they did as a country is they changed the way they taught math and science. So people use countries like that to see, well, what did they do? You know, yes, they're a different culture, but what did they do that we could replicate in our culture or that might help us?
One thing I love about methodology and just your approach versus big business. Big business, they have politics and all these things they have to deal with, but you have the ability to go out, pull the global research and bring it here to help our students. That is absolutely amazing. So what can a school district expect when bringing you in to work with their educators?
So we're built on relationships. And so every school's different, every teacher's different. So the first thing we do is we sit down and we say, what are your needs? What are your goals? What's your vision? What do you want that student when they leave this classroom, this school, years from now? What's your goal as a school? And then how can math play a role in that? So all of our trainings are built around, we don't have cookie cutter trainings. We listen to you. Maybe it's a certain grade level that you want to focus on. Maybe your scores are indicating a certain area that you need to focus in on. So we build it with you. We're not going to leave you. My passion is helping teachers, right? Empowering teachers, because that is going to make a difference in our kids. And so I'm not here to give you a book and walk away. We've got your back the whole way through our videos. We have hundreds of videos that teachers can watch to build content knowledge. We have monthly coaching sessions that they can come in and get office hours and get help from us. So worked with thousands of teachers, hundreds of thousands of kids.
Wow.
So I think that's the personal touch that we bring. Some schools that we work with say we didn't want the big Macy's or the Dillard's. We wanted the little boutique that was in our neighborhood that we could go in and we would get the attention we needed.
Yeah. Sarah, thank you for coming on to the show. Your work with methodology means a lot. You are making a difference. Thank you for that.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And, it's my passion, and I won't stop.
That's right. That's right. If you want to learn more about Sarah Schaefer and methodology, please tune in to dailynewsnetwork.com. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. Thank you for watching Legacy of Leaders.